What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Chaos King True. Comes to you guys with another Naraka video. Today we're going to be checking out the newest addition to the roster for PvE in the Showdown for Naraka, Wuchen, and the changes from him from the regular PvP mode to the PvE mode. Of course, you guys already know what to do. If you guys like this type of content, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, that way you can see when all of my content comes out. Besides that, let's go ahead and hop right into this. So, with the addition of Wuchen, he is now the second support in the PvE roster for Naraka Bladepoint. Of course, the first one is Karumi. He does not fulfill a full support role. He's actually more of a hybrid role of DPS as well as support. The biggest thing that makes him a support is that he still maintains his original Spirit Blade shield, which is the exact same as it is in the PvP mode, where he can do a step back while he's being attacked. He gets Spirit Blades that he can throw down to heal armor, and it can also block ranged projectiles. You do get a little bit more armor when you're playing in solos, just because of the fact that you are by yourself. And it also gives you the Mortal Defiance buff if you get hit with a fatal blow while you do have the Spirit Blades activated. So that is the only thing that makes him support. Of course, it only heals armor. It's pretty much the same thing as he is in the regular game mode. However, the big thing that allows him to be more of a hybrid into DPS is his new ultimate. His new ultimate, which is Tai Chi support, allows him to knock the enemy back when he gets ultimate status for 30 seconds. When he does this, he can actually activate his ultimate within the crosshairs to allow him to do kind of like a arrow rain in a specific area. If he hits an enemy with the ability, it actually focus targets whoever it is. Of course, if he misses and just hits on the floor, it's like an arrow rain. So anybody that's played any type of MMO before and played an archer class, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just an AoE, just instead of arrows, it's blades. This is what allows him to be more of a hybrid support slash DPS instead of a pure support. Also, his weapon, which is the fan, excels in creating the distance for him. So if you look at his abilities that he has on the fan, the first one he got, which is exactly the same as it is from the PvP mode, is Wild Wind Sprout. Of course, it just throws out the 2 tornadoes. Everyone should be familiar with this. It allows him to get some nice ranged attacks. Of course, Wuchen is meant to be a mid-range to long-range fighter in the PvE mode. So if you're actually playing with people, you kind of want to sit in between the person who's up front and the Karumi if you're actually playing that type of gameplay, or you're going to sit kind of behind the 2 melee heroes trying to get as many much fan DPS as possible. His second ability, which is called the Yin Yang Seal, this is actually something that is specific to the game mode of Showdown. It just gives you a 3rd attack after you do the Wind Sprout, which is very effective at reducing the break bar or the Aegis, the Astral Aegis. So this is, again, you want to be sitting back if you're playing in a trios, keeping that distance so you can get as many of these out as possible to help them break that bar. And then, of course, you want to be spamming that ultimate almost on cooldown so you can get as much value as possible, keeping your blades for if your team starts to take damage so you can heal them from the back line. The last ability for Wuchen is his Spirit Blade Seal. So it's pretty similar to the original ability that you have on like the dagger and the fan, where you get to block and step back. So again, this plays more into his ability to try to keep the distance, but with the step back, of course, as you can see in the ability, he actually throws out a little ranged attack that has some blades that hit them. It also goes for the diffuse combo mechanic in the game and neutralizes the enemy's movement as well. So again, like we were saying earlier, Wuchen's whole job is to stay at that mid-range, so that way he can do as much damage with the fan as possible. And then, of course, his ranged weapon he comes equipped with is the Swarm, much like Tianhai. Of course, everybody knows what the Swarm does. You sit back and you just put as much damage into people as possible. So this is your long range ability. Of course, he's going to be amazing at doing single target DPS to bosses for range, especially in the trios mode. In solos, he'll be fine as well. I think he can be played in both modes like most of the other heroes. Of course, just creating that distance and kiting will be the strongest strength that you get from playing Wuchen in this mode. Well, that being said, if you guys like this type of content, I will try to come out with some more advanced guides if you guys really want those. You know, people actually start showing interest, I will do that. But I will start doing more new releases, more content on the new PvE releases, so that way people can kind of get an idea of what they're walking into from a PvE perspective. But of course, if you guys like the content, again, you know what to do. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so that way you can see when all of my content comes out. If you guys want to see another hero be covered, put it down in the comment section below. Let me know who you want me to cover for PvE so that way you can kind of get an idea of maybe which you should play them. I'll also be maybe even coming up with some builds for you guys as well. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.